Hey, girl. Hey.
What's your name, baby?
Tessa.
Tessa, where you calling me from?
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Oh
Tessa.
my God, Kendra. Okay, let me get it out my system. Oh my God.
Okay. North Carolina, throw your hands up. Ooh.
Period.
North Carolina. All right, Tessa, North Carolina. How old are you?
I'm the big 40.
All right, 40. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm an Aries.
Aries. Do you have any kids?
I do. I have 2 adult children and 4 small kids.
How old are your kids?
12, 9, and I have 5-year-old twins.
Okay, so you have 4 children.
Well, I have 2 older kids. They're grown.
Okay, let me start from the beginning. How many kids do you have?
You know she's not good at math, y'all.
6 children in total.
Okay, that's what I need to know first.
Yep.
6 kids.
And
okay,
I have
how
4
old are
small
all your
kids that live at home.
How old are all your children, honey?
21, 19, 12, 9, and 5-year-old twins.
Okay, by how many men?
3.
3 men. Why are you not with the 5-year-old twins then?
Are you sure?
He liked to drink, and I'm not an alcoholic, so yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been married?
No, I've never been married.
Okay. So Tessa, North Carolina, 40 Aries, mom to 6 kids, 2 adults, 4 younger. What do you do for a living, honey?
I work in the mental health profession, but I am currently going to school doing my preliminaries for nursing.
Mental health profession, and you're going to school for nursing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think I have it all. Let me see. We got Tessa, North Carolina, 40 years old, Aries, mom to 6, 5'3" men, never married, mental health profession, going to school for nursing. You ready, Tessa?
I'll try to set my camera up for that. Okay.
What kind of man you looking for, honey?
Someone who is just I don't want to say like.
Why is it so hard?
It's hard to describe what you want because people start to think that you're needy. I just want someone normal, like someone from a decent background, someone who has goals, someone who washes their hands when they come out of the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, have good dental hygiene. I've always been a strong, independent person. So
really?
I just wanted to be clear. Like, I have 6 kids because I'm strong enough to raise them all. I have went through a lot raising my children, but nevertheless, it has made me a better person. So a lot of times men are scared of a woman with 6 kids. I'm very well set and taking care of my children without the assistance of a consistent companion. So I'm not looking for a baby daddy. I'm not looking for someone to come in and do anything that they do not want to do. I'm very upfront about just being strong in that aspect. However, my perfect companion would be a family guy, someone who's oriented.
Oh my
have
God.
children. I don't mind that. I love kids. Just don't be messy. Like, it's so many times, like, if you have a baby moms or whatever, that's cool. Just be like, don't be messy with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be normal. And I can pretty much adapt to anything. Now, what I'm not going to deal with, like the deal breakers. Oh, sorry, Miss Kendra. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
The deal breakers,
Before we get to these deal breakers, we got a lot to cover. Oh, God. So here we go with another serial baby mama. Serial. 6 kids. 3 baby daddies. She tried to play it off. Oh, I got 2 adult kids. I'm not really gonna count them. No, those count. They came out your womb. Those count.
Yes.
She tried to completely leave them out. Well, she didn't want to say their ages. No, they yours. Claim them.
Definitely.
Then the reason why she not with the twins, daddy, is he alcoholic? When did he become an alcoholic?
Same thing I thought. Was this before or after you gave birth?
Because at that point, she already had 4 kids and 2 baby daddies when she met this alcoholic baby daddy and got pregnant by him.
Exactly.
Come on now. You're not trying to protect yourself. You're not trying to protect your kids. And then she's in a mental health profession. What do you do in the mental health profession?
Yeah. That's
Seriously, what do you do? I know you ain't nobody's a therapist.
no.
Is you?
That would be a stretch of logic right there to have her as a therapist.
She probably the assistant or the person that sign you in and make appointments and stuff.
Right.
Because if you was a therapist, you would just say, I'm a therapist. I'm a mental health professional. Mm-hmm. She said in the profession, not that she was a mental health professional. Mm-hmm. So
she probably administered a sedative, give you the pill and all that or whatever. Keep you under.
I need a sedative when she said, I'm a strong, independent woman and I can raise my kids,
I'm
and
strong
that's why
enough.
I had them. Yeah, I'm strong enough.
What? That's twisted. That's real twisted right there. You had you're a single mother. We know why you a single mother.
We know.
I guess. We could take a guess. How about that? But I'm strong enough to have. What is that? What does that mean? Like,
what
you
does
stupid
that mean?
enough? Maybe we might be able to say that. Depending on your situation, I'm not going to, throw a blanket over everything. But Jesus Christ, that's a twisted way of looking at things. I got 6 kids and I'm strong enough to have. And then you said you don't want or without, you don't need a consistent companion, but you want Peter Griffin from Family Guy. Get your ass out of here. Which one is it? Like you don't want it or you want it? Like
she needed.
Like, come on. Anyway.
It's not that she wanted or not. She needed. She is set up here and lied and said that she don't need a man to help her. She needed.
But I've
been struggling.
And I'm not looking for a baby daddy. I
hope you're not looking for another one. I hope you're not looking for another baby daddy. She needs someone to change that smoke detector in the background. I heard a little beep.
He want them damn kids to do it.
She needs someone to change that smoke detector.
Anyway,
I need a sedative. But let's continue.
I'm not going to deal with is deception. I've been through a lot where I've healed from people being disloyal to me. So, like, I'm not going to go back to
She said,
that.
What?
So that's like, soon as I
heal,
you could bring back a receipt
and
say
thought she said
that it
something
was
else.
$10 and you give it to me and it was $6.99. I'm gonna feel some type of way. Yeah, because people, that's a consistent thing. Like being honest is something that you make a habit of. So you always just try to be clear and cut because people are crazy these days.
Woo, you broke it down. So Tessa, should the man look a certain way?
I prefer height and chocolate. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a colorist. But sorry. I'm not a colorist by far, but I just like what I like. Light-skinned men are attractive in some aspect, but it's just not typically for me. But I'm open to anyone that is
light skin. So you want to date a man your complexion?
Dummy.
I'm not light-skinned. I don't think I'm light-skinned.
You don't think you're light-skinned? What do you think you
are?
You
don't think you're light-skinned?
Like a pecan. Like
Puerto Rican?
Puerto Rican.
Yeah, my shade are a little darker, but I'm not a colorist. Like as long as the guy is down to earth and he takes care of himself. I don't like hair.
Proceeds to say something
like chest hair.
You don't like hair chest?
Is that what that is? Or chest hair?
Chest hair.
Chest hair, maybe.
And back hair.
Are you okay?
Okay. So she don't like hair chest.
But I like big guys. I mean, not 600-pound life big guy, but stocky is good, thick. I'm a country girl, so I like the, I like the thick now.
Thick.
Okay.
Thick guys.
What about money? Should he make a certain amount of money?
In this day and age, and the way these women been taking care of these men, yes, he needs to make his own money. Cause I'm gonna carry my own.
How much money does he have to make? What's the minimum?
Well, in North Carolina, you got to make 3 times the rent to even survive. So the baseline for that is about $75,000.
Okay. So he should make $75K.
That's just, saying you can pay your own rent.
So really, that's the minimum.
That's the minimum.
That's the minimum. Did your children's
75K.
dads all make 75K?
Oh,
No,
God.
the last one didn't. He work at Walmart right now.
Did the two?
I mean,
brothers?
one before the last one, the one in the middle, he work at
Dang.
Walmart. He didn't.
What?
Okay. So none of your children. You have 3. None of them made 75K.
Oh yeah, I just said the one didn't. 2 out of 3 did.
Why didn't it work out with the other 2 men you had kids by?
Because
Well, you asking us now.
Nancy, and people make decisions that are not pertinent to where they're at now.
That's
And
all
so
she could
back
think
then, I
about,
had a lot of
pregnant?
growing to do too.
Pregnant.
I was
She ain't looking for a baby
raised
daddy.
from a Christian background, and so I always chose life over anything.
Don't.
And
Don't go
those
here.
were personal decisions.
Don't do this.
Because everybody's accountable for their own actions. You know what I'm saying? So I chose life, and it's so easy to flush a kid down the toilet. That's just
What?
I chose, to do me. So yeah.
Calm down, Hitler. Calm down, Hitler.
Wait 1 minute. Did she talk about unaliving?
That's what that sounded like.
Deletion of said unborn? It's so easy to do that. That means you would have to cause yourself to be in that state to lose a child,
Calm down, Stalin.
So we talking about wire hanger?
Adolf over here. That's insane.
That was gnarly.
That was a bit much.
Oh God.
Ooh,
And she just 5 seconds ago talked about being a Christian, and you talking about it ain't nothing to flush one down the toilet.
Goodness. My goodness, man.
I'm over here. I'm shook.
I'm stunned. Wow.
Kendra, you gotta stop letting them come on this show.
Kendra has.
It gotta be some type of filter. It gotta be some type of boundary. We not gonna.
She's doing exactly what Kendra wanted to do. Embarrass
I just
yourself.
don't understand how the deletion has to do. How we get from Christian background to deletion?
Yeah, she went there.
How we get there, and how did your Christian background lead you to be a mom of 6 kids by 3 different men? What does that got to do with each other?
Yeah. What does that have to do with Christianity?
Right. That should mean you have a little bit more virtue about yourself. Yeah, and I'm just not gonna be out here having babies out of wedlock. And I'm gonna get married before I carry.
And ain't gonna shade the brother. Oh, he work at Walmart. Did he work at Walmart when you met him?
And that's the middle baby daddy work at Walmart.
That's what she said. She said it was the youngest.
Right.
She lying.
And the twins daddy is an alcoholic. So first baby daddy, what's wrong with him?
Right. He wanted you to do the Hitler with said Grimlord. I don't know. That's what that sound like to me. Like she just basically saying like he didn't want it. I didn't want to not go through with it.
I could have done it, but I didn't want to do it.
Right.
Type situation. And
man. Strong enough to raise him by herself. Strong enough. Okay.
But you're not strong enough to pick the right one.
No discernment.
You're not wise enough to pick the right one. You ain't got no type of discernment to pick the right one.
You got all this strength and no wisdom or discernment, huh? Okay.
Brute strength.
Right.
But no wisdom.
Okay. Got you. I get it.
What's the dude off of Popeyes? The dude
Brutus?
that's always Brutus. This is Brutus over here.
Bluto?
Bluto.
Whatever what the hell his name is.
I cannot think of his name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. The big strong dude that was always trying to get Olive.
Getting his ass whooped by Popeye every episode.
Because he was dumb. Like dude was dumb but had brute strength.
He was 3 times Popeye size, getting his ass whooped.
You really could have beat him up. Brutus or whatever your name is. But this reminds me of Pluto.
Whatever the fuck his name is. Go ahead.
Whatever his name is. Okay, so this reminds me of her, like, this is her, where she got all the strength to raise these kids, but you ain't got no common sense, no type of wisdom about you, but all this strength. Anyways, and then one other thing, she said that men are intimidated because she can raise her kids by herself, and that she has. What man is intimidated by that? I can't see.
Or what about that? What about that intimidates men? I don't understand. Like,
I don't.
The connection there.
Honey, is that something you have to tell yourself so that you can go to sleep at night?
Mm-hmm. Self-affirmations. They're intimidated by me. I'm strong.
I'm a strong, beautiful Black woman. I am an independent and I don't need a man. These are all, she probably got affirmations all over her bathroom window. I mean, a mirror that says this.
You got to tell yourself these things to cope.
But let's continue. Tessa getting on my nerves.
No judgment there. I guess what people will say is that's fair, but you went through it with 3 different men. So why maybe after the first or even second man? Because there's other precautions, like there's
say it, Kendra.
There's birth control that can also be implemented too, right? To prevent being in those positions. So I think people understand a one-time circumstance, but you went through the circumstance with 3 different men.
Well, everybody has their own story. I can't tell it on the Kendra, show tonight.
Everybody has their own because of what you said. We don't have to deep dive.
No. I get it. I'm just saying, like, everybody, there's an explanation for that, but it's sort of like too deep for here. But I get exactly what you're saying.
What's so deep about that?
I would say that too, just with someone else because I would want to know, like, what didn't work for you? You know what I'm saying? Because everybody has those questions. That's a real question. However, I say that I don't use that as a crutch. A lot of women use their choices sometimes that they make to do other excuses, like to treat men wrong, drag them, use them for money, do a lot of ill will things. I'm not bitter. So I just take it as it comes. And, I'm still human. I think I deserve to have fun, life, whatever the case.
You ain't had fun, man.
Absolutely. Something you said earlier. You said that you feel like sometimes men are, I don't want to quote you wrong. I'm not sure if you use the word intimidated. But you said scared of a woman that has 6 children?
Yeah, well, like intimidated. Yes, ma'am. I did say that. Because they feel like, people, we want money. We want this, we want that. We want somebody to take care of our kids, this, that, and the third. And that may be the background for some women who have, they may be looking for that come up or whatever the case may be, but that's not every woman. So that's why I said that.
But you are saying the guy has to make at least $75K to date.
Thank you, Kendra.
Yeah, for himself.
Thank you
that
for
means he can afford his own rent. That means he don't have to stay with me. Because remember, I told you in North Carolina, they like to live, to actually survive, you got to make 3 times the rent. So
here's what those say. Okay, and I want you to respond to this. Okay. And I know my cousins, if I make you a highlight, it's not that man doesn't exist, but they will say, why would a man who makes $75K date a mother that has 6 children by 3 men?
Why?
Oh, well, I would say, I have
speechless
dated men of many calibers, and that has not stopped me from pulling a lot of nice men who come from the background that I described. I'm not trying to sound cocky.
Right.
Nevertheless, I had my own objectives. I had my own goals. And I wanted to be at a place where I can say I want these things. Because I realized that I did have 6 kids. That I realized I am a single Black woman. And it's going to be a little bit more harder for me to be in that pool. So once I was able to pull myself up to that threshold to be independent on my own, pay my own rent without Section 8, not be on food stamps. You know what I'm saying? To be able to do those things are accomplishments from where I'm from. Sorry, Miss Kendra. And to be like, I can say, oh, I want this. I want this.
No.
I need this because.
No, ma'am.
No. I mean, why not?
Nope.
No, it
ma'am.
doesn't. I guess the follow-up would be those men that you pulled in your caliber. What happened to those guys? Why
Right.
couldn't it grow into something long term?
Now, just because I was ready don't mean they was ready. And
But
they can
that's
have
always what it kind of comes down to.
Kendra,
period.
look,
But why
look,
not? I
that's
mean,
always
it's
what
not
it
like I
comes
don't
down
date a
to.
lot, Miss Kendra. Like I'm very self-absorbed. Like my kids working,
Oh
things of
my
that nature. So
God.
I feel like just seeing what's out there is okay. But I'm not really. I want to see,
I
but
hate when they
it's not
say
going to
this.
hurt me, or because I know the odds. Like you said, like it's a lot of consistent things happening in the dating pool.
Well, the thing is, and I have to be honest, I feel for a lot of Black women because it's in the numbers game, the quantity is for the type of man y'all want. Now, there's men, right?
Okay.
There's men out there every single day walking this planet. But most women want a certain type of guy, and there's not enough of that certain type of guy to go to every woman that desires him. So
That's
I
right,
honestly
Miss Kendra.
I do feel for my Black sisters because
Why?
I know that there's just the kind of guy that every woman wants. That guy, there ain't enough for to go to every woman.
That's
But there
right.
are men that
Kendra,
you can have, but then it
tell them
comes
the
down
truth.
to the men that you probably can have for whatever reason. I'm not saying you should be with this guy either.
Mm-hmm.
He's X'd out for whatever reason, and probably a legitimate reason. But that's just the circle that is going on in this conversation when we get to it. Okay, we're almost there.
Why wouldn't she just tell him the truth? She has to stop this fantasy island bullshit she be on. Tell her the truth. The men ain't picking you. That's all. It's a simple answer. All that roundabout is not enough to go around. And I feel for my Black sisters. No, they want the certain kind of man that they do not qualify for. Don't put no sugar on top of it. Shorty not, let me say she's not. It would be highly unlikely for this lady to pull in a man like that. Most of them, they don't qualify. So we can say, oh, the men not ready and the men not.
Right.
That's not the case at all. It ain't
And
even that it's a shortage.
And the other part is it's not that you can pull them. You are single. If you probably can get a man. We can see that. But you ain't keeping no man. Ain't no man trying to marry you and went ahead and married you.
Mm-hmm.
So you keep saying it. This is what all the single mothers with these serial baby mamas be out here talking about. Oh, I can get a man. It's obvious that you can get a man. You have 3 baby daddies.
Well, quick.
You can get men, but you can't keep them.
Let's touch on that. I hate when they say that. Oh, I don't date and I don't date that often, but you got all these baby daddies. So you just have a baby with every man you come in contact with, or anybody who you hop in the bed with, you have a baby with. I hate when they say that. They always say, oh, I don't date. I got 7 baby fathers. What do you call that? Like y'all just doing the nasty, having sex, we don't qualify that as dating, or every man you encounter blow in your ear, you have a baby with. Either way, that don't sound right. Like you doing a lot of dating, having them goddamn kids and whatever would have you. Well, you doing something. You gonna try to claim innocent. Yeah. Oh no, I don't do much of that. Come on now. Proof is in the pudding. Stop. Come on, cut it out, lady. They always say that though. It's funny when they do say that. I don't date a lot. I got 5 baby daddies and 6 kids. Okay.
Here, you told me your 3 flaws, right?
No, ma'am. So my 3 flaws is.
Wait, did I ask you okay before? Did I ask you your last relationship?
No, you didn't ask me that either.
Okay, let's get there. We do the Kendra cam? We never do the Kendra cam. Let's do the Kendra
see her. We can see her.
She's been standing in the Kendra cam the whole time.
Okay, they telling me how to skip a lot. Okay, here we go. Ooh, big bitty girls. Where you from? North Carolina? You got that North Carolina cornbread fed.
Period. Got the pintos over here in the crock pot.
That's not cornbread fed. That's
what was your last relationship, Tessa?
Being birthed.
So my last relationship was probably about 7 years ago.
7 years ago.
And yes, I have 5-year-old twins, but and I tell this, and this is true. Like
How
if their
is
dad was to come on here, he would say
that?
the same thing. We never had unprotected sex. You know that 1% where they say condoms are not effective.
Ma'am.
Yes.
The
So and
immaculate
that
conception over here.
that's that
So
on
you
that.
got pregnant with your twins while using a condom?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh wow.
She
And
fertile.
Them
their
babies
dad
supposed to be
would
here.
say the same thing.
Say
She
again?
is fertile.
Their dad would concur that.
Oh, that's
Woo,
crazy.
child.
That says a lot.
Okay.
Yep.
So you don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
So what happened was,
You don't have to answer.
They know.
I'm not
It's
gonna front. It's
past.
been like 60 days or so, but
Oh,
you know,
60 days.
I'm not.
That's a cool way to say 2 months.
Yeah, it's been like 60 days. Like I say,
But I don't date a lot.
consistently see anyone.
So
And
what are
this
you
person
doing?
I've been seeing for a long time, like and just like
A long time,
familiar
like
with him,
what?
not consistently for a long time, but
Well,
it
why
just-
can't y'all
Y'all
be
are
together?
you
since
got
y'all been
too many
together for a long
kids to
time?
have a goddamn
because he's
fuck
too
buddy.
young for me. He's been it's crazy, but he's a good person though, and I wish him goodwill, but we can't. Mm-mm.
Okay. He makes 75K?
Oh yes, ma'am.
Ooh.
Oh
So
yes,
then,
ma'am.
look,
So let
hold
me ask
on.
you this. How much younger is he?
Don't even go no
He
further.
just turned
Kendra.
30.
She just proved Kendra's point. Like what Kendra said earlier. Oh, you run into these men with 75K. Oh, yes, he does. Then why he ain't biting? Oh, I guess he's intimidated. He's that intimidated that he been clapping your cheeks over the last X amount of years. And 2 months ago, he's that intimidated. Now he's not intimidated. He's uninterested. They're not interested in taking up this proposition. He's 30 years old. Or even if he wasn't 30 years old, most men don't like the prospect. You got 4 kids in the house. You ain't good for nothing but a smash in a goddamn plate, probably. Like, that's all they look at you as. And we talking about what it's not enough to go around and like there's a shortage. No, they all over. They just don't choose y'all. Like you're not something that they're trying to pursue seriously. Because they'll come by and clap the cheeks when the kid's asleep or whatever. What does that mean? And she sat here and told us she don't date and do all this, but you got a F buddy. Didn't disclose how long.
Right.
Like, come on now. Get
And
out of
then
here.
that she just can't be with him. But don't he meet your qualifications?
Doesn't he? At 30
He don't
years
want to
old.
be with you.
He don't want to be exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like she's twisted it around. She's telling herself he's intimidated.
Right.
But he's really just not interested. That's all.
Right.
That's all it is. Like,
that's all.
get out of here, man. Let us continue.
Oh, he's 10 years younger.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you want something serious or you feel like it's just not an option?
I do want something serious.
So you would want
him.
something serious with him. He doesn't want something serious with you?
I think that it's probably like, it's crazy, but basically, it's not that, but it is that. You know what I'm saying? Because he had someone that he was dealing with, and I think he really cared for her, but she didn't really care for him like that.
That's what you tell yourself.
That's what she told her.
So he was sort of like in a
That's
relationship.
What she told you.
Okay.
That's what he told you, huh?
But I wasn't his side at some point.
Oh, he wasn't. I wasn't his side.
Like,
wasn't a side chick.
So he's 10 years younger than you, though.
Yes, ma'am.
Ridiculous. Okay, so does he know how you feel that you would want to be in a committed relationship?
It don't matter.
I mean, we express affection for each other, but we've never took it there. Like, I feel like as a man, I mean, if I tell you, like, I care about you, how I feel about you, I describe it. I feel like it's a man's job to cuff you. Because the worst feeling a woman can do is try to put herself all the way out there, and then that man don't receive you. If a man wants you, he gonna put them things on you.
But girl, you already opened your legs for him, so you might as well tell him what you
I had. I mean, not like told him I want to be in a relationship. I don't know if I really want to. Like, I feel like we open, but I don't desire. I feel like I want to see other things too, because he's young.
So what are you calling me for tonight? Do you desire a relationship?
Yes, just not with him.
But you care about him.
We got some questions for you, girl.
Come on, L double I.
I know you not over here fiending and begging someone that's a man that's 10 years younger than you. Baby, please. Please. I know you not over there begging this man.
Cuff me.
A man that's in his prime. Oh, he about to hit his financial prime. If he making 75 right now, he about to hit his financial prime in a few years.
Got the whole world in front of him. Whole world ahead of him.
You are fiending, begging this man. You know, I care. I told him I care about him. And, you know, we had that conversation. That man, he just there to clap cheeks.
That's all they look at y'all. Look at this woman as. I could see him. He 30. She got a 22-year-old, 21-year-old, something along that line. You'll let him come in when he want. He could call when he feel like it, clap the cheeks. He ain't trying to sign up for this deal. He not, man.
Why would he? Why would he sign up?
Why? Thank you.
For this deal. He got better options. A 30-year-old man, I don't know if he got kids or not, but he's making $75K. I'm pretty sure he got way better options than Miss Tessa, whatever her name is, with the mom of 6 kids by 3 baby daddies.
Right.
I know he got better options than that.
He has to.
Unless he's just,
or if he didn't, he would be right. He would be over there eating the kids' fruit snacks and all that if he didn't have better options. He already got the buns, so he, you know what I mean? He would just post up in there and be whatever. He ain't trying to do that. He just know the cheeks is active and he got access. He on this little milk time or whatever he trying to get across. Like, come on.
Right. And then she basically said she a rebound.
Not a side chick.
And not a side chick.
Well, he was in a relationship and they was. She explained it.
She a side chick and a rebound.
You a side chick off the rebound? That's insane. Yes. That's diabolical work right there.
Rebounded with her, but not fully rebounded because he don't want to be in a relationship with her. It's just to come clap the cheeks. He mad because he, old girl, he poured his heart out to old girl, and she probably not, with it.
Receptacle like that.
Yes, yeah. So now he over here clapping cheeks with her to make himself feel probably, to release that energy.
Right.
That's all you is, Mel.
Yeah. That's
I'm sorry, but that's
point
just
blank
the
period.
Truth. That's just the truth of the matter. That's what's going on.
True.
That man don't want you.
She begging.
And she said,
we've had the conversation and we were open. And what?
Right, and then she got the nerve to say, when a man wants you, he gonna come put them things on you. So know when this man don't want you.
There you go. So why we even had that conversation then? Why would that conversation y'all had take place?
He don't want you. Stop. Let's continue. We about to get into these questions. Lord have mercy.
Come on, LII. Come through.
I know. I see him. Lord have mercy. I ain't tripping though, because like it is what it is.
Okay. Through the Fire is a podcast. They said, question for Tessa. You have a Christian background. You did the non-Christian thing 6 times with 3 men. The man that you desire comes. How is he finding a good thing and taking care of another man's responsibilities?
Clearly, he wasn't listening to the conversation, Miss Kendra. Because didn't I say that it ain't about me finding a man to take care of my children? I said that I was trying to find someone who was interested for me. And that's another reason why I've been single so long, because I'm very protective of my children. I don't let men run in and out of my house. They've never seen that. They've never been exposed to that. So, yeah, I may have made a mistake 6 times in your eyes, but you don't know how God is receiving me because you don't know my relationship with God. That's the problem with Christians today. They always want to put their nose where it don't belong. Sweeping around somebody else's dough instead of their own. Hello. But I think
y'all can't change Christianity.
I will say to this. I think when you said intimidated, I think that any real man, right? If we're talking about real men,
now we're gonna talk about real men.
Trying to have sex with you, see you every 2 months, never meet your kids.
Sneak this. There's the sneak this.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about a man that will be willing to partner with you in life. He would have to consider how he would be with your children. Right?
Understandable.
So, I mean, like, whether you're looking for money or not, he would have to, if he's a good quality man, have to understand that if I'm going to love this woman, I have to love her children the same. And you do have 5-year-old twins. So you have two kids that will be in the house for at least another amount of years. So I
Two
think,
more.
I know you use the word intimidating, but I
minors.
think a man just
Her
has,
math
a real
sucks.
man has to make sure he was ready to sign up for that. And I think, listen, as a mother, you shouldn't want a man who's not going to love on your kids, quite honest.
Exactly. But that,
You
I
should.
just wanted to say,
And
like,
if
that
that's
wasn't
the
the
case,
objective.
be
I feel
with
like
their
that was
father.
like the baseline for that question.
Mother-
Like, they was like, that's
Well-
all I'm looking for. No, I want to grow to that. I don't want to come in and expect, because I'm not going to let that happen. You know what I'm saying? A man be all around my kids and do all that. I'm not that type of mom.
Okay. Divine Photo says, you should have those same standards before having the kids, not 6 kids later to have high standards now. Do you believe in compromising your standards?
Uh-oh.
I always had standards. I just chose to make bad choices. Like I said,
Oh my
everybody
God.
doesn't know everyone's background. I didn't have a father coming up. Not
Oh
saying that I
my
suffer
God, we
from
gonna blame our
fatherless
daddy?
trauma.
Blame our
It's
daddy.
that looking for certain things in a relationship are real. So you can't judge anybody just because they can't judge you. I don't know your secrets. You're not telling me things about you. So, that's how I would answer that question. You just assuming. You don't know anything about the baseline.
Nothing to
And so, but I
assume,
get it though. That's a
ma'am.
real question, but I'm not
You said
compromising
it
my standards. I
yourself.
always had them. Sometimes I just lowered them.
Okay.
That's compromising them.
Coffee Killer said,
Oh my God.
Look, you
So
can't
ahead,
change
okay.
Christianity. Before I lose that point right there, I wanted to stop it at that point. Christianity, the bylaws and whatever say in the book and whatever, the the outliers and the parameters of the religion say, that's what Christianity consists of. Not what you want to make it.
Right.
You just bent it to say, oh, well, you can't I'm doing it. Like, you can't do that. If you following, you following, or you not following, you're not following. And you can't say I'm doing it, but I'm not doing the things that it consists of. That doesn't make sense. If you're going to say you're a Christian, you need to follow the bylaws of the religion. Don't say I am that, but I'm not living that way. And then go tell somebody else they're wrong for telling you that you're not living by the bylaws. I'm not all that religious in that aspect, period. But I'm just saying, like, if somebody's living within the bylaws of the religion, they can tell you when you're not, especially when you're claiming this. This is like anything else. Like when you're false claiming somebody who's quote unquote really on it or living like that, they're going to tell you you're doing it wrong. That's not how you do it. You can't do it that way. That's why we have rules and other. You can't just bend them when they make sense to you. Like you doing something. They will tell you you're wrong, and they're doing something wrong by telling you you're not being what you say you are. That's fraudulent.
She know having 6 kids by 3 men is unacceptable. She know that.
Of course.
But she ain't convinced herself again. That's why I keep saying you tell yourself that so that you can sleep good at night.
Mm-hmm.
These are the things that she tells herself so she can sleep. Because
Yep.
know in your spirit that having all these kids out of wedlock is not a good look.
The way, yeah, it's not it.
It's not it.
It's not it.
So if you want to admit to it or not, it is what it is.
Yeah.
What she said, it is what it is. Okay, well, them kids they was out of wedlock. And what are kids called when they born out of wedlock?
Bastards.
We
That
need
was
to
the
bring
term,
that
official
back.
term.
We need to bring that term back because it had a sense of shame amongst it. That you didn't want to be called no bastard child.
Right. Yeah.
Because I mean a lot of us is probably bastards. We were born out of wedlock. But I'm just saying we don't go around calling each other that. But think about if we was in a time where they did call you a bastard because your parents were not married. You would feel a certain way. So because you didn't want to feel that way, you went and got married.
Yeah, you wouldn't go
and
down
had
that path.
Kids.
Yeah.
You had the kids after the marriage. And then because you didn't want your kids to be outcast into society, you got married and have had your kids in the marriage.
Like you said, it's having your child be considered a bastard or a scarlet letter or any other form of shame, that was a measure of prevention. Like it would stop you from doing certain things because, like you said, you didn't want your kids to be considered that. You didn't want that label on yourself. So the shaming aspect was part of prevention. It wasn't we give them the shame after they do it. I mean, you gave them the mark after the deed was done, but it would stop people from doing the deed because they saw this kid or these kids treated a certain way. They saw this lady treated a certain way because the people knew what type of time she was on. Public shame was a preventive measure. And with this, like I said, like they changed the words and we don't use the term like that anymore. Like you said, so now, not to say you should, but it is what it is. It doesn't have that shame. Yeah, we don't have that title anymore. That doesn't mean the same thing. You might use the word, but it's been, for lack of a better term, bastardized into something else. Like now we use like a slur or something like that. But it was really a label. Yeah.
Yes. And then those kids that was considered bastards, they couldn't receive the inheritance from the father. They was not legally his heir.
Right.
So that's another reason why you got married and had the kids in the marriage, because you could legally pass on the wealth and the properties and stuff to your legal heirs.
Right.
So this is just a history lesson, but we have strayed so far away from there that have taken the shame away from having all these kids out of wedlock. Like I said, I'm not holding myself higher than nobody. My parents wasn't married.
Same here. Right.
So, but I would be considered a bastard child too.
Yeah.
But
maybe I wouldn't have. If the shame was still in place. You know exactly. Maybe that wouldn't be the case.
Maybe so. So it's just that we forget where some of these things came from and why we used to do it a certain way. Now, nobody's gonna shame me for having all these kids, but it used to be a point in time where they did.
Yeah.
And then women didn't carry themselves like this because there was shame.
But see,
and then also y'all keep talking about shame and it's so wrong to shame people. That's shame is to cause your conscience to think maybe I'm doing something wrong.
You the one that feels the shame.
Right.
From the inside.
Right. It's like a reality check for you.
Yeah.
I feel shame about this. So maybe I shouldn't do it.
But nah, see, we've changed the game. See, now we shame the shamers now.
Yes.
We call the people calling for the shame, and we shame them as y'all judgmental, y'all this, y'all that. Like, no, they're just telling you, they're trying to tell you that your actions, that's how we steel sharpen steel. So we got to check each other. But when you try to shame somebody on their bad path, they turn it over and say, oh, yes, you can't do that. And that's the problem with like, nah, you need that. We need a little bit of public shame every now and then. It keeps people in line.
It keeps people in line, and it gives you a reality check to make sure you're just not going out here doing crazy stuff.
Sure.
Like shame is a feeling. Guilt is a feeling. It's an emotion.
It's from inside. It's like self-esteem.
Right. And then again, that keeps us from doing bad things, the wrong thing, because we don't want to feel guilty. When you do something wrong, if you are a normal person, you feel guilt.
Yeah, you're gonna have guilt. Yeah, exactly.
So that guilt causes you not to do it anymore.
Right.
So but we have removed guilt. We have removed shame. So, I could just go out here and have as many kids as I want to by many men. I don't feel nothing. They probably don't feel anything.
Probably don't.
At this point.
No. Or they've mentally exercised themselves into not feeling anything. Oh, because I'm strong enough and they're intimidated by me. See, they hypnotize themselves into thinking that they probably don't feel anything.
Let me just say this before I continue the video. My sister-in-law said, she broke it down like as you continue to do the same sin or wrong thing over and over again, you feel less guilty about doing it. And it just becomes normal. You normalize it.
Yeah.
So let's take a thief. If a thief keeps stealing over and over again, they don't feel anything.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's just becomes who they are.
Right. That makes sense.
So that's why we need that to stop. Okay, let me not keep doing this. Maybe this is something wrong, because I don't want to get to a point where I just keep doing it and I don't feel nothing.
Right.
That's a bad situation to be in, where you don't feel anything about the wrong things that you do.
Hell yeah.
So
yeah, that's terrible. No conscience.
No conscience. So
soulless.
Let's continue.
Having 6 kids, and if he brings 1 kid, that's 7 kids plus 2 adults, that's 9 people. How much money would this man have to realistically make, and what do you bring to a man in that income bracket?
Fair questions.
Well, okay. If I'm hearing the question right, he's asking me basically, if a man have more kids, how much money do I make so I can help him out? That's what I heard.
No, what he's saying is you have 6 kids.
Yes,
Let's just say the man hypothetically has 1.
Mm-hmm.
So now that's 7 kids, and then 2 adults, you and that man. So that's really 9 people. So he's saying if a man is a provider in the most case, and he's looked at to provide for himself and his 1 child, and you and your children. She does have older children though, Coffee Killer, 21 and 19. I guess he's saying, how much money do you think a man will have to make to take care of all those bills, and what do you bring to a man in that income bracket?
What is the income bracket again? Just 75,000?
Oh my God.
Well, I know your requirement is 75K.
He would need more.
I don't know what the cost of living in North Carolina, but I think to take care of
75,000, Miss Kendra. You gotta make
my mama lived in North Carolina.
Okay, you gotta make at least $70,000 to $75,000. A 1-bedroom up here is like $1,200.
Got a 4-bedroom house.
So now we're talking about
and she pays $1,200
a 3-bedroom, right? And then if he had a child, a 5. Literally, this is a 5-bedroom situation, probably.
I'm
right?
screaming. Yes.
That would be a 5. So how much would a person have to make for a 5-bedroom situation?
If you're renting, probably anywhere from $18,000 to $2,000 a month. Mortgage could be, less than that, about $950, $1,000. It just depends.
Do you make $75K?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm assuming one thing, Coffee Killer, I think we have to include. You're gonna contribute to the bills, correct? Or no?
She's trying to look. Y'all are not getting it.
She said, "Oh no," or no.
I don't know. Maybe let me find out. Do you not want to contribute? Do you want the?
You're not getting it. She's trying to tell you this. First of all, the lady's logic, what she's trying to portray to us, is that she doesn't need anybody's money to do anything for her kids. I guess that's where this barrier is coming in. If you want a man to provide, it's not 75,000 ain't taking care of no 10 people, 9 people. Or even take the 2 out. Let's say the 7 people, the 2 grown ones, get them out of here. They ain't gonna take care of the 7 of y'all. So what would that number look like? Yeah, it would obviously be higher. Of course, granted, it's gonna be higher. But she's missing the whole part. And her part of the question, okay, so he's gonna have to make 200,000 or 150,000, 250,000, whatever that number is. What are you gonna do? What do you have to offer? Again, you don't qualify. Basically, Coffee Killer just put her in the box to say she don't qualify. Kendra's dumb ass can't even read the question or do the math to present it in the way it's supposed to be presented. Right. And then Tessa, she can't get it because she just swear up and down that it ain't gonna cost this man nothing if he come in here. He ain't gonna have to do nothing. He ain't gotta pay. That's nonsense.
But literally, he gotta pay the whole rent. Exactly. Like, cause she's not offering to put any money in. No, ma'am, if you got all these kids, you're gonna have to put them on a percentage scale. If you got the most people up in this house, you should pay the most rent. Let's say, okay, her and the 4 kids, the minor kids, that's 5 people to his 1 person that let's say he come in, just him. Right. She needs to pay that percentage of the bill.
Yes. So the majority.
5/6 of the bills she need to pay. Yeah. So
80% you should pay something close to that.
That's 80. Yeah, that's 83% of the bills you need to be paying because you coming with the most people on your side, unless he come with 4 kids and y'all the Brady Bunch and y'all just divide the bills down the middle. But that's what I'm trying to get across. Like, you coming with the most people, you need to be paying most of that rent.
Even at 50-50, he's at a disadvantage because he don't got that many kids and mouths. Like, his 50-50 probably be more than what his situation and hypothetically his one kid would do. Like, now I'm paying more. Like, the 50-50, nah, that's too much on my end. And damn sure he shouldn't pay 100% of it. That's a no-no right there. He should never do that. She should pay the lion's share because it's her goddamn kids. Like,
it's her
or whatever's
kids.
the case.
And also go get your baby daddies to pay some child support or whatever support.
Something,
something.
If they not, or if they are, whatever's the case, like, they're gonna have to contribute too. Like, he shouldn't have to contribute more than them.
Them baby daddies need to contribute. Because why is this man coming in and taking care of you and all these kids, and baby daddies get to go skate around and live his life child support free?
Right. Nah.
Well, he ain't got no financial, because you know how we feel about child support, but he ain't got no type of financial obligation to the kids, the baby daddy. So he just free.
Come on now.
Anyways, let's continue. Let's see what other questions they got for Miss Tisa, whatever.
Does man to pay all the bills?
I mean, so it's like, it would be great for a man to pay all the rent. That would be ideal. What woman wouldn't want that? But I ain't gonna say that's what I have to have.
It's a woman that should have closed the deal with one of the men she had children with, to be quite honest with you, honey. Like, I think to now have this expectation that the men you had children with didn't fulfill is what your challenge is gonna be. So you want a new man to come into this household and pay all the bills where you and your kids live?
Said that was preposterous.
That from the 3 men you had children with?
Who said that?
I just asked you that because I said
I didn't hear you ask me that. I didn't hear you ask me that.
Okay, well, let me. Dr. Killer is making the assumption that the man is paying all of the bills. So I was getting ready to rebuttal that and say, well, you make $75K, so I'm assuming you would want to contribute to the bills, but then you paused and you laughed and you made it seem like, well, no, you don't want to pay the rent.
Oh, it lagged then because I was laughing at the way you had said something before that. That's why I was laughing. It was something that you said, like how you said it was funny to me. So that's why I laughed. I didn't hear that.
No, you followed it up with what Miss Kendra, what woman wouldn't want somebody to pay
you
all
heard
the bills.
You heard the question.
That was a little after. She laughed over the 5-bedroom.
Might be good.
Yeah,
okay, so I missed the question before I said I missed something in there. But nevertheless, let's pick it up because I missed something.
Let's get that answer the question.
Well, let me just ask you it directly. Do you want this is the expectation for the new guy to pay the rent or the mortgage entirely?
It would be nice, but I ain't gonna require that. Because I ain't never had that. So that's not an expectation of me. I've always had to take care of myself, Miss Kendra. So I'm not gonna, that's going above, like, doing something out of the ordinary. I'm not requiring a man to pay all my rent.
Okay.
Out the gate.
But see, at the same time, out the gate. See, I knew it was something behind that. Okay.
Can I just say?
Go ahead, please. Please do.
If he don't gotta pay you all of your rent, why does it matter how much he make?
That's what I was saying earlier.
Like, because if he makes 70, she keeps talking about 3 times the rent. Okay, what if he make 3 times the rent to have an apartment, but he got a nice cozy apartment, I don't know, on 50K, 45K.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He could. It's possible that he could have that. I don't know.
That's fair.
People have different lifestyles than you.
Right.
You live off of 75K. That's fine.
With all
you
them
need
kids.
all of that for all of them
right.
kids. What if this man he only got 1 or 2 kids and he living very comfortable off of 50K? Some people that ain't highfalutin like that. They know how to make their money stretch.
Yeah, he's a minimalist. I don't got to do all the extra crazy nonsense and all.
Because it don't matter if he's not required to pay the bills, all the bills. It don't matter what he bring his salary like that.
No, but see, there's a caveat. See, she said she's talking to 75K and talking about him paying his own rent and what he's got going on for himself. But when he come to cohabitate or he live in your house, her expectation is going to change. He's not going to be paying his rent no more. So now he's got to supplement or merge that into what you got going on. So yeah, she might not require it while he living in his own goddamn house, but yeah, if he come over there and do it how she say she want a real relationship and the whole family guy, that's was her words. She's going to expect him to pay more rent than what he was paying before. And again, either way, even if it's 5,000 more or 500 more, it's more than what he had to pay before. It's gonna be a cost. She's trying to make it seem like there's no cost associated with living with her and 4 kids. But she's saying that from you not living with her. That's why she said initially when she went to this little point, she's saying off the bat, yeah, once he's living your house and y'all got the same key, y'all key unlock the same door, you're going to change the expectation. You're going to want that man to provide. And she low-key said that. She's like, who wouldn't want him to pay all the bills? That's going to magnify when he's living in the house. Then you're going to expect him to pay, if not all of them, more than what he had when he was paying. Like you said, if his rent in his apartment is $900 a month,
right?
Now he got to pay that to you or whatever's the case. He's not paying that anymore because he's not in his house anymore. So now he's living with you. So now you're going to think, oh, well, he's got to pay or whatever's more. There's going to be a cost associated. Point being, so for her to say it's not as disingenuous. Of course, anybody with common sense know that. But she's trying to assure you, you know what I mean? Get your guard down. Right, oh, no, it ain't going to cost you nothing. And I'll take care of everything. And I never had that. But that's going to change if you move into this woman's house. That's it. Right.
Yes. So we're going to play it to the end and we'll be back with our final thoughts.
You know, if he finds me, you know, when we move in together.
Okay, hold on. We talk because I feel like I'm not trying to make you change your standard. Okay, so I want to be clear, but I do want to understand, right? So if that is your request, then that is your request. But I need to get clarity because just said out the gate. So is the expectation at some point in time that this man will be paying all of the bills?
I don't think so, Miss Kendra. I don't think so. That would be a reality that I would expect. No, ma'am. I don't.
I just think that I know we looking for superheroes, child. But I think this is where men get frustrated. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but this is what they're gonna say. This is why I think Coffee Killer, because I was getting ready to defend you because I felt like his question was about a man coming in and his income had to take care of solely 9 people, right? And I wasn't sure if that was your expectation. I thought, yes, you come with 6 kids, but you already make a good living. So a part of me thought you would contribute to the household.
Of course.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
That's probably where I had the disconnect. That is right there, how you just broke it down. Now I understand the question. No, ma'am, I don't expect a man to come in and just take care of all my responsibilities. These are not his children. That's a reality at the end of the day.
Okay. Now go back to my questions. I asked you your 3 flaws.
No, ma'am.
What are your 3 flaws?
Being impulsive, being too strong sometimes, and being too I don't want to say like friendly, but more like I'm too trustworthy sometimes.
Like you trusted your baby daddy?
All right. And why would a guy be lucky to be with you, honey?
For one, because I can cook.
I bet you can.
No, I'm a good person overall. Like I said, everybody has their own backgrounds. It's easy for people to be in comments and saying 1,000 things, but everybody has a place where they come from. Everybody has a place where they're trying to go. A person who would be ideal to go along with me on my journey is someone who is family oriented, of course. Someone who appreciates a strong Black woman. Someone who appreciates an educated woman. Respects the fact that I still have aspirations and dreams too. Expect to respect the business aspect of me. I feel like I'm not a shark, but I'm definitely not a tadpole. You know, I try to go get it regardless. You know, I love being a mom. I love being a go-to person. People find it very easy to talk to me because, believe it or not, I do listen. I don't always just talk. I do listen. So a person would be lucky to me because I'm loyal. I'm consistent. Um, a lot of times, and we just have to, it's hard to accept the fact that women get targeted for virtues too, for having good things, because they have a light that shines so bright that people would be attracted to that to misuse it. Unfortunately, I was not able to, unfortunately, I was able to escape that and not be stuck in it like a lot of my sisters. I was able to break through from that. So I'm very proud of that today. A man that respects that and honors that would be ideal for me as well.
Like you're still
we all have a past. So if you want me to accept and deal with you, we have to be able to find a medium. Yep.
Okay, you definitely have a bubbly spirit. All right, Tessa, let's do it. What's the age range you would date, honey? You're 40.
Yeah, so I'm always getting like the attraction from like guys, it's like 26, 27, 28.
Leave them alone.
I really don't like that. And I mean,
you just said you dated a 30-year-old man that you
leave
wish
them
I
men
could be in a
alone.
relationship with.
Kendra, I didn't say it like that. Like
what did you say? You told me the guy you slept with 60 days ago is 30 years old and you would like to be in a relationship with him.
Yeah, she said that.
I didn't say it like that. I said I might consider it, and I was saying that because his age. He's 20.
So you don't want to be what?
Kendra, stop.
No, because he's too young. I would like to have someone at least 35 and up.
Okay,
ma'am.
35 and up. All right, should he be in North Carolina?
Yeah, it depends on what district he was born in, you know, what
God.
But I'm open to a man that is in a rural country area. I love country men, like I said. Hardworking country man is always just attractive to me. So look at you bored with it, Miss Kendra.
I'm not bored with nothing.
Okay. I mean, I would like to have a strapping guy like you have. You have a very nice
What?
I ain't saying it like that. You just blessed, so
I received that. I am very fortunate. I will leave it at that.
And he treats you well. Yes, ma'am.
He's not a common man, but we'll focus on you.
Thank you.
Tessa, okay, the time has come. Are you on the Kendra G singles dating app?
No, ma'am.
You're not.
I'm interested. I'll download it tonight.
Okay. Now, how do you spell your name? Is it spelled like that?
Yes, ma'am.
Tessa. All right, your name is not on the app right now. No, so you can use your name and you'll be able to find, it'll be easy for the guys to find you. So Tessa.
Don't waste your time.
Look, they say, girl, you come from me. Tessa will be your name on the Kendra G Singles dating app. Tessa will be your name on the Kendra G Singles dating app. Download the app for the guy that's interested. Create your profile and we'll see what it does.
Thank you, Miss Kendra. You're so pretty, girl.
Thank you.
I love your melanin, girl.
Oh,
all right, Tessa, you keep me posted how it goes, babe.
I will. Thank you for having me, Miss Kendra. You have a good night.
My God. My God.
Final thoughts on Miss Tessa.
She's the lady's doing too much. She's trying to be duplicitous. Oh, it's not this, it's that. It is what it is. You can't say it is what it is, but you're trying to duck the smoke that comes from, you know, your actions or whatever you're trying to say. Like, it is what it is. Now you got 6 babies. Ain't nobody intimidated by you, sis. They just don't want to deal with it. Like, that's it. Uninterested is not intimidated. You can spin it around and flip it in your mind any way that you please. Whatever helps you sleep good at night, help your hair grow back, or whatever you need. Like, it's just the fact remains. Like, ain't nobody trying to sign up for that. You know, it ain't no financial cost. It is going to be a financial cost. It's inevitable. Like, ain't nobody stupid. You know, we're moving around with all this information. Even if you haven't been directly involved in it, you can learn from other people's mistakes. We know the information is out there. We know how this goes. So the acting like you this monolith provider that don't need no man and it ain't gonna cost them nothing, that's nonsense. You know what I mean? You need to just embrace it or just keep it real. Like, it ain't gonna sour your prospects no worse than they already soured. Like, you trying to, you know, say one thing but trying to paint it or phrase it into be something else. That's not keeping it real. You know what I mean? And she did a lot of that in her time in front of us right here. I don't date a lot, but you got an F buddy. He running around smacking the cheeks every here and there. I don't need no man. I'm independent, strong enough, and that. But I would love a man to pay all the bills and the family got like. Say that. Don't try to make it seem like it's not a necessity when probably it is a necessity. You can pay it, but it might be a little bit much for you paying your bills wholeheartedly with all them kids too. Like, it's nothing wrong with saying that if that's the truth. Keep it real. Like, but they don't want to keep it real. They want to make it seem like they proud of their decisions and she's strong enough and all that, but she need a man. Point blank, period. You're gonna get to the point where you need a man. And if you didn't need a man, what you doing on Kendra? Other than that, like that, we can say that for all of these folks. But other than that, I have no real final thoughts. You see, I saw what was going on here. Like, what about you, Queen? What are your final thoughts?
Ain't no man intimidated that you a strong, independent black woman. Ain't no man intimidated. If he intimidated, there's something wrong with him. But that's not a real man, as they love to say. A real man. Men don't get intimidated by stuff like that. Like, men intimidate men, not you and your little brats running around bastardly kids. This is what it is.
It is.
I ain't never heard no man say, oh, she got kids. I'm intimidated by her. She's just a strong, independent woman.
Never.
I ain't never
said no man. Never.
I ain't never heard no man say that. Like, we just making up narratives. A man is intimidated by your kids. He's intimidated by your degree. Everything that you do as a black woman, somehow a black man is just intimidated by it.
Right.
Who keep telling y'all this?
They gotta tell themselves.
Y'all keep spreading this around like it's the truth.
Nonsense.
This is not the truth. Men is not intimidated by all that, all your degrees and all the little jobs you got. No. You work more jobs than a man.
Word.
So
no intimidation.
Too.
None. Men are not intimidated by that.
So I need that lie. I need that to stop. That men is intimidated by you.
Not at all.
Shoot. Again, we got to bring back shame.
Oh yeah.
And then not just shame, but what's the solution? How do we? Some people might be too far gone to help them in particular, but let this be a case study for all the younger women out there. Don't put yourself in this type of predicament. Yeah, you might have grown up without a father like Miss Tisa here, but that don't mean that you have to go seeking, finding love and men and, run up your body count, having all these babies by men. If you're looking for, let me tell you the best love. If you're looking for love from the Father, go to the Father.
Hello.
Unconditional love.
Word.
Look, seek the Lord.
Word.
Seek him instead of seeking men.
Word.
He'll help you out. So I don't want to get too religious on y'all, but I'm just saying, you sitting out there, you go into the streets, you go into men, you go into whatever coping, go to the Lord. Y'all say y'all religious and love the Lord and stuff. We'll seek him.
For real.
So that you can get on the right path and not be here with 6 kids by 3 different men. This is why we have to bring back shame. And it's not, when I say bring back shame, it's not meant to make you feel so low about yourself that you'll never rise up and overcome. It's bringing back shame. So it's almost like a reality check. This is what they need. This is what people need, is a reality check. You go. This is what she's telling herself to sleep, that men are intimidated, that I'm just a strong, independent woman. No, you a single baby mama out here struggling, begging men for some funds because your baby daddy won't send you no child support. And you going around pumping yourself up so that you can feel better about yourself. That is what is truly going on. But like I said, I don't want it. shame is not to when we saying bring back shame, it's not to belittle people and make they feel so bad about themselves. It's just a reality check. You are on the wrong path. Let's help you. Let's get on a right path. Let's start making better decisions. First, we got to admit the wrong decisions that we made. That's where the shame come in, so that you could realize that you have made some bad decisions. Right. Okay, now that you realize that you made some bad decisions, where do we go from here? Because it's one thing to keep telling people that they making bad decisions. So what's the solution? And the solution for her, what I can say is she probably need to focus on her kids. Mm. And if a man come your way, be nice to him. Because you ain't gonna get that many picks. You ain't got that many draft picks left. So that's just the reality of it. I did pass by some good men along the way, but you chose the one that work at Walmart, the alcoholic, and we don't know what the first baby daddy was on. Why is it so hard for y'all to just admit that you made a bad decision?
No shame, no accountability. They're going to keep doing the same thing over and over again.
That's what I'm saying. We got to bring back shame so that we recognize that we made bad decisions. Okay, you recognize it. Now, what's the solution? Her case, you might have to continue raising them kids and worry about a man once they out the door.
Yep.
So, that's all.
Yeah. This was a lot. Huh?
It was.
You guys heard what we think. More importantly, we want to know what you guys think. So get down there in the comment section. Let us know if you agree, disagree, if we were on base, off base. You know, we are 360-degree thinkers on this platform. Free thought, always promoted, #1 here. Leave a like on your way out. Sub up if you so choose to. We'll be back with some more of this Kendra G dating show foolishness. We thank y'all for coming out. We appreciate all the engagement as of late on the channel. We're just growing and everything is coming into place. We couldn't do this without y'all. We appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all for coming out. Y'all have a good night. Be safe. We'll catch you on the next one.